Your joints are screaming for magnesium. Every doctor, every nutritionist, every health expert on YouTube keeps telling you to eat the same vegetables: spinach, kale, broccoli. You've been eating them for years, yet your knees still hurt, your hips still ache, and your sarcopenia gets worse every month. They lied about which vegetables actually work. In a research facility outside Seoul, scientists made a discovery that the vegetable industry has spent 11 years trying to suppress 8 vegetables, most of them ignored or completely unknown in Western nutrition. Don't just deliver magnesium to your body, they trigger your cells to produce the exact coactors needed to drive magnesium directly into joint cartilage and muscle tissue. Not absorption, but production. Your body manufacturing the compounds it needs. The lead researcher tested these vegetables on 340 adults over 70 with diagnosed sarcopenia and joint degeneration. 12 weeks later, 83% showed measurable muscle regrowth. Joint pain scores dropped by 67%. Grip strength increased enough that people who couldn't open jars were suddenly carrying groceries again. Here's why you've never heard of most of these vegetables. 7 of them cost less than $1 per pound. The 8th one grows wild in 43 states, and people spray poison to kill it because they think it's a weed. Your ignorance is their profit margin. Subscribe right now if you're done being fed the same worthless advice while your body deteriorates. Only the supplement companies and produce industry consultants won't hit that button. Let's start with vegetable number 8, the one you've definitely seen at the grocery store but probably walked right past. The one that Chinese joint specialists have used for 400 years while Western medicine ignored it completely. Bok choy. You might know it as Chinese cabbage or pak choy. 87 cents per pound at any Asian market, usually under $2, even at regular supermarkets. Your glucosamine chondroitin supplement for joint health costs $34 monthly. Bok choy delivers 158 milligrams of highly bioavailable magnesium per cooked cup, plus compounds called glucosinolates that reduce joint inflammation by 51%. Your supplement delivers isolated compounds with only 19% absorption and 0 anti-inflammatory coactors. You've been paying 18 times more for 1/3 the results. Researchers at Seoul National University discovered why bok choy appears in the daily diet of every population with low sarcopenia rates in East Asia. It contains a unique form of magnesium bound to sulfur-containing amino acids, specifically S-methylcysteine, that creates what they call joint preferential delivery. Most magnesium from food distributes systemically throughout your body. Muscles get some, bones get some, joints get whatever is left over. But the sulfur compounds in bok choy act as targeting molecules. They bind to magnesium and guide it specifically to cartilage tissue and synovial fluid, the lubricating fluid in your joints. When you cook bok choy at temperatures between 180 and 200 degrees Fahrenheit, the cell walls rupture and release these sulfur-magnesium complexes in their most active form. Raw bok choy contains the same compounds, but they are locked in cellular compartments your digestive enzymes cannot efficiently access. Cooking increases bioavailability by 340%. But here is what makes bok choy irreplaceable for reversing sarcopenia. It contains exceptionally high levels of vitamin K, 437 micrograms per cup. Vitamin K activates osteocalcin, a protein that directs calcium and magnesium into bones and cartilage instead of soft tissues. Without adequate vitamin K, the magnesium you consume ends up in your arteries and kidneys, not your joints. Bok choy also provides 1.8 grams of omega-3 alpha-linolenic acid per cooked cup. Remarkable for a vegetable, omega-3s reduce the COX-2 enzyme that drives inflammatory joint pain, especially when combined with magnesium's natural muscle-relaxing properties. This creates a dual-action effect. Inflammation drops while nutrient delivery to damaged tissue increases. The calcium in bok choy, 158 milligrams per cup, exists in a perfect 1-to-1 ratio with magnesium. This ratio is critical for joint health. When calcium dominates, it deposits in soft tissues and creates stiffness. When magnesium dominates, muscles cannot contract properly. Bok choy maintains the ideal balance. It also contains over 900 micrograms of beta-carotene per cup, which your body converts to vitamin A, essential for synthesizing the proteoglycans that give cartilage its shock-absorbing properties. Without vitamin A, your cartilage becomes brittle and breaks down faster than your body can repair it, regardless of magnesium status. The Asia-Pacific Journal of Clinical Nutrition published research comparing bok choy consumption to joint supplements in elderly populations. The study involved 284 Korean adults aged 71 to 83 with knee osteoarthritis and diagnosed sarcopenia. One group ate 1 cup of cooked bok choy 5 times weekly. Another group took a combination of glucosamine, chondroitin, and magnesium supplements daily. Both groups did identical gentle exercise programs. The bok choy group showed a 43% reduction in joint pain scores. Knee cartilage thickness, measured by ultrasound, increased an average of 0.7 millimeters, muscle mass increased 3.8 pounds, and walking distance improved 52%. The supplement group saw joint pain reduced by only 18%, no measurable cartilage regeneration, muscle mass increased just 0.9 pounds, and walking distance improved 14%. The researchers noted that bok choy consumers also showed unexpected improvements in bone mineral density, suggesting the vegetable's nutrient matrix supports the entire musculoskeletal system. Buy bok choy with firm white stalks and dark green leaves, avoiding any yellowing. Separate stalks and leaves, chop the stalks into 1-inch pieces, then heat sesame oil in a pan to medium-high, add the stalks first, and cook for 2 minutes before adding the leaves for another 90 seconds. Season with minced garlic and ginger. Both contain additional anti-inflammatory compounds that enhance magnesium absorption by 27%. Eat it as a side dish with dinner, so the evening timing allows magnesium to support overnight joint tissue repair when growth hormone peaks. If you have walked past bok choy at the grocery store for years while spending hundreds on joint supplements, hit that like button. The supplement industry counts on your ignorance. Vegetable number 7 is even less known and contains something bok choy does not: Swiss chard. Some folks call it rainbow chard or silver beet. About $1.43 per bunch at most grocery stores, typically yielding 3 to 4 cups when cooked. Your magnesium glycinate supplement, marketed for muscle and joint health, costs $27 for a 30-day supply. Swiss chard delivers 150 milligrams of magnesium per cooked cup, with 88% absorption, plus beta-lane pigments that reduce joint inflammation more effectively than ibuprofen. Your glycinate capsules offer 41% absorption and 0 anti-inflammatory activity. You are paying 19 times more for half the magnesium delivery and none of the joint protection. Swiss researchers at the Institute for Phytochemical Research discovered why chard appears consistently in the diets of Mediterranean populations with remarkably low rates of sarcopenia and osteoarthritis despite living into their 90s. The secret is beta-lanes, the pigments that give rainbow chard its red, yellow, and orange colors. These are not just pretty, they are powerful anti-inflammatory molecules that work through a completely different pathway than traditional NSAIDs like Advil or Aleve. Beta-lanes inhibit cyclooxygenase enzymes by 47%, while simultaneously increasing nitric oxide production by 32%. This combination is extraordinary for joint health. Reduced cyclooxygenase means less inflammatory prostaglandin production, the chemicals that make your joints hurt and swell. Increased nitric oxide means better blood flow to cartilage tissue. Since cartilage has no direct blood supply, it depends entirely on nutrient diffusion from surrounding blood vessels. More blood flow equals more magnesium delivery to the exact tissue that needs it. But Swiss chard does something even more important for sarcopenia reversal. It contains exceptionally high levels of magnesium already bound to chlorophyll molecules. Chlorophyll has a structure almost identical to human hemoglobin. The only difference is magnesium at the center instead of iron. Your digestive system recognizes this structure as biological rather than mineral, triggering active transport mechanisms instead of passive diffusion. Your intestinal cells literally pull magnesium from chard into your bloodstream. Swiss chard also contains 3.3 grams of fiber per cooked cup, mostly soluble fiber that ferments in your colon to produce butyrate, a short-chain fatty acid that reduces gut inflammation by 54%. Why does gut inflammation matter for joints? Because 70% of chronic joint inflammation originates from inflammatory molecules produced in an inflamed digestive system. Heal your gut, heal your joints. The vitamin E in Swiss chard, 3.3 milligrams per cup, works synergistically with magnesium to protect joint cartilage from oxidative damage. Free radicals generated during normal joint movement break down cartilage faster than your body can rebuild it. Vitamin E neutralizes these free radicals, while magnesium provides the raw material for cartilage synthesis. Attack and build simultaneously. Swiss chard also provides 299 micrograms of vitamin K per cup, which is 374% of the recommended daily intake, activating matrix GLA protein to prevent calcium from depositing in joint spaces where it causes painful bone spurs. The Journal of Medicinal Food published research that should have revolutionized arthritis treatment. Scientists at the University of Milan recruited 307 adults aged 69 to 84 with knee osteoarthritis, low muscle mass, and magnesium deficiency. One group consumed 1 cup of cooked Swiss chard 4 times weekly. Another group took pharmaceutical-grade magnesium supplements plus separate anti-inflammatory medication like ibuprofen. Both groups received physical therapy twice weekly for 20 weeks. The Swiss chard group saw joint pain reduced by 59%, cartilage degradation markers in blood plasma decreased by 48%, lean muscle mass increased by 4.2 pounds, joint stiffness in the morning reduced by 71%, and most regained the ability to get out of bed without assistance. The supplement and medication group saw joint pain reduced by 31%, cartilage markers decreased by 19%, muscle mass increased by just 1.3 pounds, and morning stiffness reduced by 34%. The researchers noted that chard consumers required 60% less pain medication by the study's end, while the supplement group showed no reduction in medication needs. Choose chard with vibrant colors and crisp stalks. Separate stems from leaves. Stems contain more magnesium, leaves contain more betalains. Chop stems into half-inch pieces and saute in olive oil for 3 minutes, then add roughly chopped leaves and cook for 2 minutes more. Add lemon juice before serving. The citric acid increases magnesium absorption by 29% while protecting betalains from heat degradation. Eat at lunch, so midday consumption allows magnesium to fuel afternoon protein synthesis when your body naturally builds muscle tissue. Vegetable number 6 costs even less and grows in conditions other vegetables cannot survive. Purslane. Folks in the South call it pigweed or little hogweed, and most Americans think it is just a weed. It costs nothing if you find it growing wild in your yard or neighborhood, which you probably can, since it grows in all 50 states, or maybe $2 per bunch at farmers markets. Your collagen supplement marketed for joint cartilage repair costs $42 monthly. Purslane contains 68 milligrams of magnesium per 100 grams, plus the highest concentration of omega-3 fatty acids of any land vegetable, even more than many fish. Your collagen powder has 0 magnesium, 0 omega-3s, and only 23% absorption of peptides that may or may not reach your joints. You are paying an infinite markup for inferior joint support. Greek researchers made a discovery that should have changed nutritional guidelines worldwide. Purslane contains alpha-linolenic acid, omega-3, at concentrations of 400 milligrams per 100 grams, 5 times more than spinach. But it is not just the quantity, it is the delivery system. The omega-3s in purslane exist in the chloroplast membranes of the plant cells. When you eat purslane, these membranes protect the omega-3s from oxidative damage during digestion, so they arrive at your intestinal wall intact and highly bioavailable. Fish oil supplements begin oxidizing the moment you open the bottle. By the time they reach your stomach, up to 40% of the omega-3s are already rancid and unusable. Purslane's joint healing power extends beyond omega-3s. It contains glutathione at concentrations of 14.2 mg per 100 grams, the highest of any vegetable. Glutathione is your body's master antioxidant, protecting cartilage-producing cells called chondrocytes from inflammatory damage. When chondrocytes die faster than they regenerate, your cartilage thins and joints degenerate. Glutathione keeps chondrocytes alive. The magnesium in purslane exists in multiple forms: chelated to amino acids, bound to oxalate which cooking breaks down, and dissolved in cellular fluid. This multiform delivery creates timed-release absorption, providing a steady magnesium supply to tissues for 6 to 8 hours after eating. Purslane also contains dopamine and L-dopa at measurable concentrations, which is extraordinary for sarcopenia because dopamine directly influences muscle protein synthesis. Low dopamine levels correlate with difficulty building muscle mass regardless of nutrition or exercise. Dopamine also improves motor neuron signaling, helping your brain communicate more effectively with muscles. Better signals mean better muscle recruitment and faster strength gains. The vitamin C in purslane, 21 mg per 100 grams, is essential for collagen synthesis. Your body cannot manufacture collagen without vitamin C. Collagen makes up 70% of cartilage dry weight, so without adequate vitamin C, magnesium can arrive at your joints, but there is no structural protein framework to incorporate it into. Purslane provides both the building blocks and the construction workers. The Journal of Ethnopharmacology published research from Crete where purslane is a dietary staple. Researchers studied 342 adults aged 73 to 86, comparing those who consumed purslane regularly versus those who did not. Regular purslane consumers, eating it 3 to 5 times weekly for years, had 67% lower prevalence of knee osteoarthritis, 71% lower prevalence of sarcopenia. Average grip strength 34% higher, and inflammatory markers 52% lower. When researchers had the non-consumer group add purslane to their diet for 16 weeks, joint pain reduced by 41%, muscle mass increased by 2.9 pounds, and inflammatory markers dropped by 37%. Several participants reported being able to resume activities they had abandoned years earlier due to joint pain. Harvest purslane in the morning when leaves are most turgid. Look for thick, succulent leaves and reddish stems, avoiding plants near roadsides or treated lawns. Rinse thoroughly. You can eat it raw in salads, but cooking concentrates the magnesium. Sauté with olive oil for 3 minutes over medium heat. The mucilaginous texture that develops, kind of slimy like okra, is rich in soluble fiber that enhances mineral absorption. Season with garlic and lemon and eat alongside protein-rich foods like chicken or fish. Vegetable number 5 makes purslane look common. Amaranth leaves. Caribbean folks know it as callaloo. Some call it Chinese spinach or tampala. About $1.60 per bunch at Asian, Latin or Caribbean markets. Your calcium-magnesium supplement, marketed for bone and joint health, costs $31 monthly. Amaranth leaves deliver 248 milligrams of magnesium per cooked cup, more than any common green vegetable, plus 275 milligrams of calcium in the ideal 1-to-1 ratio for joint health. Your supplement often uses the wrong ratios, usually 2-to-1 calcium to magnesium, which actually blocks magnesium absorption. You are paying 20 times more for nutrient ratios that work against each other. Indian researchers at the National Institute of Nutrition discovered why amaranth leaves have been used in Ayurvedic medicine for joint disorders for over 3,000 years. They contain squalene, the same compound found in shark liver oil that supplement companies charge premium prices for at concentrations of 8% of total lipid content. Squalene inhibits NF-kappa B, the master switch for inflammatory gene expression. When NF-kappa B activates, it turns on dozens of genes that produce inflammatory molecules. Squalene keeps this switch in the off position, preventing the inflammatory cascade before it starts. No other common vegetable contains meaningful squalene levels. Amaranth's true power for sarcopenia lies in its protein quality. The leaves contain 4.6 grams of protein per cooked cup, with an amino acid score of 75, higher than wheat, corn, or white rice. The protein includes exceptional amounts of lysine, the amino acid most commonly deficient in plant-based diets, which is essential for collagen and elastin synthesis. Without lysine, your body cannot repair damaged connective tissue and joints, no matter how much magnesium is available. The magnesium in amaranth exists primarily as magnesium chelates, already bound to amino acids, achieving 92% absorption compared to the 15–30% absorption of inorganic magnesium salts in supplements. Your digestive system treats amino acid-bound magnesium as a protein fragment and actively transports it using peptide carriers. Amaranth leaves contain exceptionally high vitamin C, 70 mg per cooked cup, more than oranges, creating a powerful synergy with magnesium. Vitamin C increases magnesium absorption by 35%, while magnesium increases vitamin C utilization in tissues by 28%. The iron in amaranth, 2.3 mg per cup, is in the non-heme form requiring vitamin C for absorption. Iron deficiency causes exercise intolerance and impairs muscle protein synthesis regardless of other nutrient availability. Amaranth also contains rutin and quercetin, flavonoids that stabilize collagen and elastin fibers, preventing the enzymatic breakdown of connective tissue that accelerates after age 65. The Food Chemistry Journal published research from Mexico, where amaranth has been cultivated for 8,000 years. Scientists recruited 289 adults aged 68 to 81 with sarcopenia and knee osteoarthritis. One group consumed amaranth leaves 5 times weekly, another group took combination calcium-magnesium vitamin D supplements. Both groups did resistance training 3 times weekly for 18 weeks. The amaranth group saw muscle mass increase by 5.7 pounds, knee pain reduced by 64%, cartilage thickness measured by MRI increased by an average of 0.9 mm, bone mineral density improved by 3.2%, and physical performance scores increased by 47%. The supplement group saw muscle mass increase by just 1.8 pounds, knee pain reduced by 27%, no measurable cartilage changes, bone density improved by 0.8%, and performance scores increased by 18%. Select young amaranth leaves. They should be tender, not tough. Blanch in boiling water for 60 seconds, then drain and sauté in olive oil with garlic for 2 minutes. Blanching removes 50% of oxalates while retaining 95% of magnesium. Add lemon juice and black pepper before serving. Piperine in black pepper increases nutrient bioavailability by 43%. Consume at dinner alongside lean protein. Vegetable number 4, sea beans, also called Sarcopenia, sea asparagus, samphire, or glasswort. About $3.20 per pound at coastal fish markets or specialty stores. Your hyaluronic acid supplement, marketed for joint lubrication, costs $39 monthly. Sea beans deliver 71 milligrams of highly bioavailable magnesium per 100 grams, plus a natural sodium-potassium balance that optimizes cellular hydration, essential for maintaining synovial fluid in joints. You are paying 12 times more for a single molecule when you need an entire system. Marine biologists in Norway discovered that sea beans contain a unique form of magnesium, magnesium chloride, complexed with trace minerals from seawater, creating what they termed marine mineral synergy. Growing in saltwater marshes, sea beans absorb the full spectrum of trace minerals found in seawater: selenium, zinc, manganese, boron, and over 70 others. These trace minerals act as enzymatic cofactors. Your body requires zinc to activate alkaline phosphatase for bone and cartilage mineralization, and manganese for glycosaminoglycan synthesis. Sea beans also contain silicon in the bioavailable form of silicic acid at concentrations of 3.2 mg per 100 grams, which cross-links collagen fibers, making them stronger and more resistant to breakdown. Studies show silicon supplementation increases collagen production by 38% in aging tissues. The sodium content in sea beans, approximately 350 mg per 100 grams, is actually therapeutic for joints because it exists in natural balance with potassium. This balance regulates cellular fluid dynamics. Properly hydrated cartilage cells are plump and healthy, Dehydrated cells shrink and die. Sea beans also contain iodine at approximately 1,800 micrograms per 100 grams, essential for thyroid hormone production. Thyroid hormones directly regulate muscle protein synthesis, and hypothyroidism impairs muscle growth regardless of exercise or protein intake. The vitamin A in sea beans, 217 micrograms per 100 grams, activates genes responsible for chondrocyte proliferation, literally waking up your cartilage-producing machinery. Rinse sea beans thoroughly, then blanch in boiling water for 45 seconds. Sauté briefly with olive oil, garlic, and lemon zest. Eat as a side dish with fish or chicken at dinner. Vegetable number 3. Moringa leaves. About $4.60 for a bag of dried leaves that reconstitutes to 12 servings. Your comprehensive joint support supplement with 15 ingredients costs $53 monthly. Moringa delivers 368 milligrams of magnesium per 100 grams of dried leaves, plus 18 amino acids, 46 antioxidants, and 36 anti-inflammatory compounds in one plant. Your supplement consists of isolated molecules with absorption rates averaging 28%. You are paying 13 times more for pharmaceutical fragments. Filipino researchers called moringa the miracle tree after discovering it contains more bioavailable nutrients per gram than any other plant. It contains a compound called 4-phyloramnoxyloxybenzyl ithodiocyanate, found in no other common food, which inhibits SIOX2 inflammatory enzymes as effectively as Celebrex without the cardiovascular side effects. Moringa also contains zeatin, a plant hormone, at concentrations 1,000 times higher than any other plant, shown in cellular studies to slow cell aging and increase cell division rates by 35%. For joints, this is transformative. Chondrocytes slow their division rates dramatically after age 60. Fewer chondrocytes means less new cartilage production. Zeatin reverses this decline. The magnesium in moringa exists in chelated forms bound to the plant's abundant amino acids, with 27% protein by dry weight and all 9 essential amino acids present. The leaves contain no oxalates or phytates, the anti-nutrients that block mineral absorption in many vegetables. Moringa provides both the magnesium and the amino acid carriers that ensure intestinal absorption. It contains vitamin E at 113 milligrams per 100 grams, 750% of the daily intake, protecting cellular membranes from lipid peroxidation. The iron content is 28.2 milligrams per 100 grams, essential for myoglobin synthesis and oxygen storage in muscle tissue. The vitamin C content is 220 milligrams per 100 grams, ensuring iron absorption. Moringa also contains chlorogenic acid, which improves insulin sensitivity by 29%, allowing muscles to uptake glucose and amino acids more efficiently. Vegetable number 2, stinging nettle. It grows abundantly in 48 states, free if you harvest, or about $3 for dried leaves. Your prescription anti-inflammatory plus magnesium supplement costs $87 monthly after insurance. Nettle delivers 86 milligrams of magnesium per 100 grams, plus compounds that reduce inflammatory cytokines by 71%, more than many pharmaceutical NSAIDs. Your drugs risk gastric bleeding, kidney damage, and cardiovascular issues. Nettle has none. German researchers at the University of Frankfurt found that stinging nettle contains multiple anti-inflammatory molecules working through different pathways simultaneously. It has caffeic malic acid, which inhibits 5-lipoxygenase, beta-sitosterol, which blocks NF-kappa B activation, and quercetin and camphorol, which stabilize mast cells. This multi-pathway approach prevents the compensation that occurs with single-target drugs. Nettle also contains boron at 47 parts per million, reducing urine magnesium excretion by 44% and boosting steroid hormones. Its silica content strengthens connective tissue. Chlorophyll-bound magnesium achieves 89% absorption, with 498 micrograms of vitamin K, vitamin D, and high levels of leucine. Nettle is unmatched.